Earlier when it was dark getting into work, it was like, oh, there's a branch on that side of the road. Like you have trouble seeing.
Just slow down.
Yeah, I'm just glad it's light out now. We can kind of see a little bit more, but still take it easy. We're still getting some of those stronger wind gusts around the state as this, coastal low is continuing to churn around. It is just 2 hours south, and it's going to be very slow to depart. So it's still ongoing. Now, while the rain has, broken up some, it doesn't mean that we're done with any more rain or those stronger wind gusts. We're peaking with this system as we speak and will throughout the next several hours into the early afternoon. There could even be a thunderstorm this afternoon. Those gusts 30 to 40 could be over 40, though, certainly towards the shoreline. An additional maybe inch or more of rainfall is still possible. And coastal flooding, it's iffy if it develops, hopefully not. But we've been talking about that wind knocking down limbs and leaves, making it a little bit slicker with the wet leaves. It's almost like traveling on ice, so keep that in mind. 39-mile-per-hour gusts in Groton. That's our top right now, but the strongest wind gust so far in Windsor Locks with this system is happening right now at 36 miles per hour, and it is really whipping out there. So the higher you are up in elevation, the crazier the wind is, certainly. Windsor Locks, it's 51 degrees, so it's pretty raw out there. And in Torrington, yeah, it is shaking, that is for sure. It is, not the greatest visibility. We've seen the flag and the water real choppy there in Old Saybrook as well. Wind advisory in effect now until noon along the immediate shoreline. That's where the gusts could be slightly higher, meeting that criteria. And we've seen more of those power outages towards the shoreline as expected, but certainly inland folks are dealing with some of those outages as well. Looking at the wind gust trend today, this is for the shoreline, strongest this morning and then kind of leveling out, still pretty gusty. And again, you get something higher than 35 as well. This just gives you an idea. And then inland, it really takes until this evening for the wind speeds to get, below that 30-mile-per-hour threshold. Fog visibility, it's not awful right now since we've seen some breaks in some of the rain action, which is going to remain kind of scattered as we go through the rest of today and then dropping off to just a few showers heading into tomorrow morning. First alert live radar, the only live radar in the state. It's kind of drizzly inland, and then we get this little cluster of rain and a few little downpours possible in New Haven towards Oxford. Again, nothing too terribly heavy right now. So the low is still poised to our south. It's going to be a very slow to depart, so these kind of conditions will continue throughout today, though the rain and maybe an isolated storm coverage will start to decrease, and it's not until Tuesday that we get rid of it. And we wait and see. Hopefully we don't see any coastal flooding, but there's still that possibility during the afternoon, early evening, high tide. So just keep that in mind along the shoreline. Still don't want to be on the water today with a gale warning across the sound. And we'll get into the just hanging out in the 50s. Rainy conditions today inland. And the same goes for the shoreline with those gustier winds and upper 50s for highs. But our first alert 7-day forecast shows some nicer conditions developing gradually tomorrow. And we dry on out with the breezier conditions. A little front swings through. We're a little cooler to close out the week. Nothing too extreme. And right now, knock on wood, we have a lovely weekend shaping up with highs by Sunday. Could be approaching the 70-degree mark. So looking good out there. We'll keep you posted on this coastal low.